Hi, this is Dave. Well, this looks kind of like a horror movie, don't it? I am going to get a haircut. Try to tomorrow. I turned this on for. I think I'm going to say something, but I'm not sure what I'm going to say. Well, I guess I'll say something. Pastor Lemuel messaged me. He has a family, and he's got, I don't know how many kids. I know he's got one or two boys that are in high school, and they're doing real well. He's a good father, of course, and he's a good person. I've known him several years. He helped us at the old house, and then he got busy and different things, and then he came back here recently. Well, he was messaging me if I had any work over here. I think he's thinking about like at the house because he needs some money because of his bills, electric getting cut off and all this stuff. But well, I'm out of money myself right now, so I felt bad about it, because I want to tell him yes, but I'll help. I'm going to help him a little bit, but it ain't going to be enough. I can help him with some food right now. We're wiped out right now ourselves. And you might say, well, I see all this money you get on the GoFundMe. How can you be wiped out? But let me say, man, I'll tell you guys, the need here is just, wow, man. It's been that way the whole time I'm here. And I know you can't fix a big poverty situation overnight or in a whole lifetime. It would take a lot, But there are solutions, and we have really helped many, many children for sure, and hundreds. And some of them have turned out really well, and I'm really, really happy about that. And others have turned out not so well. But even the ones that haven't turned out so well, we had an impact on them, and as long as I still have communication, I'm feeling pretty good overall with people. If there's just a complete cutoff of communication, that's bad, and that's happened too. But mostly, even people that quit going to church or whatever their problem is, maybe they're not going to church because they know they're not doing right. That comes up. There's a lot of things going on. I'm happy. It's just a process of I see ourselves as a several circles. There'll be one circle that's a bullseye, and then other rings, or even a spiral. And we have people that are in the most inner circle, and then the next circle, and the next circle. Well, I have many circles. And people are all in these different bands, and they're where they're at. And we just, I minister to people where they're at, and I'm attempting, to bring them from an outer circle to a more inner circle over time. God does a lot of things. I'm really encouraged overall. I've been into this over 10 years, and I wished I knew everything I knew today going in. But then again, if I'd have known everything I was going to go through when I came here, honestly, I don't know if I'd ever got on the plane and left Seattle. I don't know. I can't answer that question, because there's been some really, really hard time. When I first got here, it was really, really, it's as tough as it ever get. But I somehow, by the grace of God, God gives strength and peace and ability to handle really bad things and, bad situations and everything. God gives us that. I've attempted, there's got to be, economic solution too, though, not just spiritual, honestly, with this third world kind of poverty thing. I mean, this poverty is just something else. It is just... Oh, man, it is bad, man. It's really bad. I know it's bad all over the world. I know that. In different places, This is one of those places. This is one of the worst. It's not the whole place, and that's why it's really deceptive and it's misleading because, part of Cebu is almost a modern city, really. I know Manila is, but you got this other half of the population that just time forgot, and there's such a divide, there's such a huge divide between the people who do have something and the people who don't. There's such a big divide. And the salaries are so low, even for, it's so discouraging, I'm sure, for people that are working, and the money is so low, I know, but yet there's some real heroes here, big, many Americans wouldn't do it. They wouldn't come here, they wouldn't have to, of course, but if they were put in the same situation, I don't think a lot of them would make it, honestly. I don't know what they do, blow their brains out, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how anybody would make it. I don't know how these people make it, honestly. They're very strong. I gotta tell you, a lot of these people are really, really strong people. They're strong to endure, but there's the lack of hope because of just, there's no opportunity. There's no way out. They're really trapped. And it's because of corruption in high places and not investing in the people, not caring, mainly just not caring. And way too much of that. And I have to be careful what I say about all that too. It's too bad. I can't, there's a lot of things I've never posted. There's a lot of things I've never said. I can't. I just can't do it. I wish I could. I don't want to get online and beg for money. That's the last thing I want to do. That's not my style, honestly. I wish, a lot of things. I don't know. The kind of economic opportunity and all, it's got to come from a lot larger source and a lot more money and investment and people and manpower and people that, something big. But little by little, we help because people's lives are transformed through the heart and mind and God, and they do get set on a course that is the best for them in this situation. What we want to do, there is an answer. There is an answer. And the answer is get the kids as young as possible and get them into it. We're supplementing school right now with what we have. With the public school here is not what they need. Well, the children, the very poor children, have got problems. And like I said, if they're out of school for some reason, they quit, or, they quit because they ain't got enough money to go. They don't have lunch. They don't have clothes. They don't have the money for they have to pay for all the whatever they call them projects. Well, they have one every week. They don't have the money for it, and there's other fees and stuff, and they get discouraged. Well, they can't get back in school. Only once a year they can get back in, and they're ostracized and they're not accepted in the cliques. And kids can be pretty mean. You know that. And society is mean, they're not good enough, whatever. They're just castaways, throwaways, cast outs, and then they feel that, they take it on and own that, and they just quit, they give up. Well, that's when kids get trafficked. I'm telling you, they don't have the support they need. There's a lot of predators out here, and a lot of them are not just foreigners. The foreigners are a minority. But the big focus is on foreigners because they get, honestly, there's a financial incentive. That's why they're chasing them, not a moral obligation. I'm just telling you what I see, and I really shouldn't talk about it too much. The hypocrisy is just nuts, What a local can do versus what I could do is ridiculously different, and it's not right. So I got on here, probably, I don't know what this is going to accomplish. I'm not on a pity party. I'm just feeling a very big weight about the whole thing, I've got a lot of people that depend on me, and you can say a lot of stuff. You can say get a job. Well, let me tell you about that. I need to go just take a photo so I can show you. They'll have these ads in these department stores and all, or in paper, whatever. They want 18 to 24, attractive, got to have at least some college, if not all college, for just jobs, just regular jobs. At least high school for sure, and then some college. That's McDonald's. Well, the mom's single mom, and she goofed up in this culture and this stupid society they're in, and she gets with Mr. Idiot. Well, and he can't help it that he's an idiot either. That's what I'm telling you. If you'd have grown up in the exact same situation with 8 or 9 brothers and sisters, with a father with no education who's on drugs and drinking, and the mother has no education, I don't know where you would be, and everybody around you is in some form of disaster as well. I mean, what would you have done? I don't know what you'd have become, or I don't know what I would have become. They need God. We know that. You need God and I need God. Everybody needs God. Everybody needs Jesus. Are you kidding me? But they need a lot more than, I don't want to say a lot more than God, but they need a lot more than prayers. They do. They need some real tangible help. We're doing it. But I've got too many and I can't do it, man. And I'm going to tell a whole bunch of people no this weekend, and I don't like that. I really don't. I might have been rambling here a minute ago. I think I'm rambling because I'm really, really, really exhausted. But they can't just go get a job. Meaning, are in that situation. The job market is very fierce and competitive. There's too many people. Yes, it's overpopulated, and especially in the urban slum concentration things, they're packed in there like sardines. It's not healthy. Some of these people are trying out here, they really are. But I'd like to see me or you or anybody else get in their shoes and try to do it. They don't need condemnation, and they don't need. And then here's another one that really gets me going, flying into orbit. They say, like they're gonna dispense some eternal wisdom on us. They'll say, "Oh, we'll teach a man, give a man a fish or something, whatever, however the heck that goes. Give a man a fish, whatever, but teach him to fish, and then he can take care of himself." Well, that sounds nice. We're not fishing here, folks. We're dealing with, it's not that simple. Very complex and deep problems, and it takes time, and it takes a long time for, even somebody to try to, even in the United States, if you get down, it can take a long time to get back up again. Well, and that's with every resource and help and food banks and welfare and job training and miscellaneous whatever jobs and day labor, whatever, Section 8 housing, help with medical and all that. I'm going to tell you, it's way better in the United States. By far. There's a whole bunch of people here would love to be poor in the United States. I can tell you that. So what's the point of it all? Am I begging for money? No, I'm not. Really. I'd like to get it because we're trying to do something here. We're building this school that we have, and we're going to build more of them. They need that school real bad. These kids need this school because we're not just teaching English and Bible. I teach life. I teach how it really works, how life works. I wish somebody had taught me when I was young, real practical things. And everybody's sending their kids off to these liberal whack job colleges and all that. Don't do that. Don't send your kids to those places where they get brainwashed into stupidity. But there's a lot of common sense things that nobody tells these children about life and what you got to do. And you do this and you do that. And this is how it works. And this is how it really works. And this is how to get ahead, because you do need to get ahead with money. You do. Everybody needs money. Everybody needs money. It's right up there with oxygen. We don't love money, though. We love God. That's the difference. We're not in love with money. But I'll tell you, this poverty is killing me, man. It's really killing me. It's killing me. Children are not supposed to die for things that can be treated. I don't believe that. Children are not supposed to be aborted either. Abortion is illegal here, but they still, of course, do it. But it's not as bad. I'll tell you that abortion should be banned because abortion is far less here. It does work. It should not be easy and legal. It should be hard. Abortion should be a difficult thing, honestly. We shouldn't be killing these babies. That's not right. That's not an answer to anything. But these children are dying. And I can't, they shouldn't be. And then people are they need help. But they need money, but not just money as a handout. They need to be in a situation that's going to guide them out of it. And I believe that's what we are. I do believe that. And I've got proof of that with several people, many. And they'll tell you that. I've been trying to do more videos. It's really hard to do videos because of the language. It's not going to flow well, And I had been really shy to do it, but I'm pushing ahead to try a little harder, and I've got more help with translation, and I've also got more help with people really trying to help me for real. They're not just helping me because David's going to give them some money. I do give people money for helping because you should get paid for working, but in the Bible says that. But they're really working from the heart, a few, and they really are working. They really have a loyalty to me. A real true loyalty, and honestly a loyalty to God. And Paul said, be followers of me as I am of Christ. So it's okay to have followers. It is. Paul had followers. He said, be followers of me as I am of Christ. As long as that person leading is really truly following God, it's perfectly fine to follow them because they're a physical, God's got us here for a reason. God has his servants here for a reason. There's always a physical manifestation of spiritual things, always. This kind of poverty is a spiritual manifestation of evil, deep, deep, deep evil that has been buried in this place for hundreds of years, not just decades. And it's I won't get into that, but it's definitely that. So yes, it is a spiritual battle. But it's not just a spiritual battle praying in your house, and it is doing something. It is giving, or our time, or whatever it is, sharing the information to others. I've had people share some of our information with other people, and those other people gave, and the person that shared it didn't give anything. That's just perfectly fine. That they got, they made some kind of effort. Hey man, I don't have any money, but man, they get it. And it's very frustrating for somebody like me to try to get people to get it, because I don't want to get online and beg all the time, and I don't want to put sad stories. I'll tell you, there's a ton of sad stories I've never put up. I don't want to harp and camp on that. I put happy. I mix it up. I try to get the need out, and then I try to get some pleasant things up, and I'm a big joker too. It's got me down tonight, though, but I'm not down and out. I'm just, and that's life. We don't always feel great. I don't feel great tonight. I'm just crushed, actually. I'm crushed. I'm crushed by the need, and I honestly don't know what to do other than what I'm doing, and and take some kind of heart. And I guess we take heart in what we're doing. And God gives us, by his grace, God gives us his grace, to get through it somehow. But it's, wow, man. I can tell you one thing, wherever you're at in the world today, and if you're in the United States, UK, Australia, or anything like that, and you ate today, and, things that, whatever, boy, I'll tell you, be grateful. And just thank God. Really, really, really thank God. Thank God for where you're at. You think you don't have enough and you're unsatisfied and you're unhappy or anything, let me tell you, you can be in a place where, boy, you don't want to be. And you sure don't want your children to be there. Be thankful. Be thankful and thank God